tweeted this out when I decided to do this, and just thinking back on some of the things that Cornel West has gone viral on. I remember the Crackpipe comment. Remember the Crackpipe comment that he made that went viral? So it was reminiscent of that, or I was thinking of that when I created this tweet here. A few months ago, Cornel West asked RFK to put the crack pipe down over Zionism. Y'all remember that? I think it was at least on Bad Faith when Bree brought it out. I remember the thumbnail was pretty funny. I go on in the tweet to say, today we now ask Dr. Cornel West to put the crack pipe down on a Nazi. And this was my quote tweet for the video we watched earlier with Nick. And that's exactly the framing I would give this. The same ridiculous framing that RFK was saying for Cornel West to label that sort of crack pipe-ish. This is the same, gets the same sort of analysis. All right, now let me go to this next part. And this is a shout out to Angel Rivera, had the same sort of analysis here. And I'll read what Angel says. It says, Cornel West is both sides in this Israeli-Palestine-Hamas conflict. It's just embarrassing, and it's what a politician would do. I expect an Ivy League professor that alleges to be a fighter against injustice around the world to be more intellectually honest about who's at fault. And this and what Angel is doing here is speaking to the same thing that Nick spoke about in his video that I've said too. These intellectuals who sometimes forget that they're intellectuals on certain empire talking points. Yeah, there's that tweet larger. Now, here is Cornel West's wife here tweet. And it's part of the main tweet with Cornel West, and then we're gonna get a couple of reaction tweets. He's getting destroyed. From the main tweet, Sabby, and then her wife responds. So Sabby says, Dr. West, Alexei was a Nazi. He should not be in the same category as these political prisoners, which is spot on. Sabby, that blew up. Ratio him. I mean, he got ratio many times. This is one of the ratios. And then Dr. West's wife responds. This post is about morality and not ideology. Here we go with the weaponizing of his religion to cover for the milquetoast viewpoint. It's about morality, not ideology. If we believe we are promoting humanity, then our enemies deserve the same humanity, even when they are out in jail. If people are so narrow-minded not to understand the meaning of morality and humanity at this post, then they are prisoners of the dogmatic ideology. Cornel is a Christian radical against all kinds of murder, including those who he doesn't agree with ideologically, and that is not a common characteristic these days in our world. So it's because he loves everybody equally that you should put Nazis together with radicals now. That's it. How absurd is that? How absurd is that? Saying that the person should not have died in a prison is speaking to humanity. It's speaking to morality. That does not require you to put Mumia Mujima right next to him, ma'am. Sorry. That's not how it goes. So he's getting his ass handed to him deservedly. And that this tweet got 1 like because it's preposterous to make that statement. Let's get to some other react. That's just incredibly ridiculous. Incredibly ridiculous. And very suspect. I was actually going to try to avoid Jimmy Tour because I didn't want anybody to have anything to say. So I'm going to actually skip this tweet. It's a good tweet. I think I retweeted it, or I haven't. On the main account, I retweeted on my personal. But I'm going to skip because I don't want... See, it's just about Jimmy Dore. Want to eliminate that completely. Great tweet, though. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I did want to go. Here goes Nick's. Nick just says in the first tweet, because we're going to hit his tweet thread here. Bro, what? That alone ratios him. But let's read on what Nick says, because he actually does some good breakdown here. Let's read on what he says. And we're got a couple of more analytical points here, and we're going to probably be trying to wind things down. But let's read what Nick says here. My man really just compared Mumia and others to neo-Nazis. Unbelievable. I'm so tired of Western lefties just being openly ignorant about international affairs. This is simply Dr. West being weak on neo-Nazis and white supremacy in order to fit in his bourgeoisie social club. And we run into one of the same reoccurring issues that we have with people who are in this space that we are in, ideologically, just saying the proverbial left, broad left. It is just a reoccurring issue that we keep having with this teaming up with people who are in this class, who still want to be relevant or at least maintain good standing in their class. It's a recurrent issue. There's going to be certain topics and issues that they're going to be intentionally weak on in order to stay in good graces with their class. Period. It is the actual reason I think Cornel West went from being a serious a candidate with the Green Party and decided to leave is because of that fear. Not everybody has it. We can't expect everybody to be like a Rome and be like, oh, I'm ready to go head up. Everybody's not that. Cornel West is not that person. All right, so here's Primo. The problem with well-meaning boomers like Cornel is that even if he's not controlled opposition, he still relies on the corporate media for information and thus has an inherently privileged Western liberal viewpoint divorced from critical facts. That is a spot-on analysis in my estimation here. And it speaks to what I was saying earlier and why I said he has to be watching that. He watches corporate media, but not like a Nick and CJ watches, to watch it to laugh, to say, let's go look at the clowns. We don't go, let's go glean any information whatsoever. We don't do that. We go, let's go look at the clowns and destroy them. But if you at all go and watch MSNBC, CNN, Fox News to say, I'm gaining information, you've already lost. And it's a typical trait, like he's speaking to here, of these people in this class that do that. They're watching their friends. They're watching their former students. Some funny memes, but did want to get to some of the analysis that some people made. Sweet cheese balls. Is everyone on fucking drugs today? The guy was a fucking Nazi and a CIA asset. You can call attention to the plight of political prisoners without praising this scumbag. Exactly. These should be separate tweets. One, you're tweeting about the Nazi, and you're saying I'm a humanitarian and I'm about morality and being a human, whether you're my enemy or not. Evil or not, we should not be killing people in prison. That's a separate tweet. Now let me praise my people, my radicals, Mumia. Separate. Shout out to Nico. Nico House says, someone please, our friend here is a better someone please, our friend here, a better campaign manager, marketing director. Because, bruh. All right, let's continue. Let's see what other analysis. This one from Reb Rays. Mumia retweeted this. You see the danger in retweeting that? You see the danger. It's not just leaving it up. No, it's dangerous. People are retweeting this nonsense. Elias, you've seen Elias. He's been on the network. It has been a while. A couple of summits, I believe. He's a former MMA fighter. I don't think he fights anymore, but he writes now. So Dr. West memorializing and praising a literal and proud Nazi while likening him to Black Panthers and other freedom fighters is just incredible. I added the incredible part. The tribute by Cornel West to the Nazi is a telling exposure of the political bankruptcy of this pseudo-left demagogue. He insults genuine left-wing victims oppressed by associating them with the fascistic Russian bagman for U.S. NATO imperialism. I'm sure Cornel West is on the right side of Julian Assange, right? I don't vividly have a memory, a thought of remembering him talking about it right now. Maybe he has. I'm just saying he's on the right side of that, right? Chat, anybody got comments on that? The time Cornel West praised a literal Nazi. Do you understand that you see this? He's seeing incoming fire in, and people are saying this is a Nazi, and you, a strong supporter against white supremacy, are saying, what about the Nazism from this person, sir? That's a cool little meme. Boo to this man. Whatever credibility and supporters Cornel West had been holding on to wiped out in a single tweet. He ain't coming back from this. I retweeted this one because it was just a funny meme. That was Nick's reaction in the video with Misty. Is like, oh my god, that was Nick's reaction right there. Let's read this one. This is a crazy bro thinks he's on the team moment. Yes. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. Wow. Just fucking wow.